The bulk of my work is nature-related photography, nature, wildlife, outdoor landscapes. I've done pretty broad spectrum throughout my career, some commercial work, portraiture work, etc. But really, it's the beginning of my photo work began in the natural element, and so that's sort of where my heart is. And I've traveled a lot throughout Alaska, and I have barely touched on
Wow.
the places one can go. It's just really, really a big place. So my work is focused on Alaska, although I've been to Africa and Antarctica and so forth. I think light and color would be two pretty strong aspects of my work.
Okay.
People have asked me, "What's your style? What do you?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Let me look in the rear view mirror for that. I didn't start with a style kind of on my forehead. It's just sort of uh, I'm inspired by natural light on big landscapes. So and
Beautiful.
the use of color. So those two elements probably would be somewhat definitive of my work. Good photography can happen serendipitously, but it won't happen very often serendipitously. So it's a lot of time spent in the field. There are often circumstances where, I scout and do a lot of research on where I'll go and when I'll go there, what time of year, Alaska has a very short summer
Yeah.
season, right? So if you want a classic scene with beautiful pink wildflowers blooming in front of a glacier, that doesn't happen all summer long. That's going to happen, in a certain period. And that period changes based on the elevation. So there's a fair amount of just sort of knowing the land, knowing the landscape, knowing what's happening there, that, you can take a piece of nature and drop it into your house. And I think the benefits of whether people call it forest bathing, mountain bathing, whatever, being out in nature has a huge positive effect on people. And if you can't always do that, bring it into your home. I think it can give this a very similar calming, soothing, just pleasant, space to be hanging out. It's a bit more art kind of built into the living space itself.
Yes.
And yeah, that's a pretty fascinating idea.